Welcome back, guys. This is Nolani Academy today, a mission most famous for solo farming, but this time we are going to do regular walkthrough with heroes. So if you do things well, this mission with the bonus won't take longer than 15 minutes. By the way, the primary objective is to sneak out and kill all the charrs around the academy, then defend Suicide Rurik while going back to Rin, and the bonus is to retrieve the Tome of the Fallen back to the graveyard. Last time I used the Monk, before that Warrior and the Mesmer, but now I choose a Paragon with the new elite skill to have some diversity, and I must admit that Heroic Refrain is amazing, especially with dagger spam. Good DPS on the Paragon seemed impossible before, plus there is a good amount of damage reduction and attribute boost too in this build. So guys, if you haven't tried this yet, give it a try because it's really overpowered. You can even get 20 in domination magic on the Mesmer heroes. Anyway, my heroes are the usual Beep Necro, E-Surge Mez and SOS Rit. However, ineptitude for the Mesmer hero might be a good idea too, since there are many charr warriors and rangers here. Honestly, I think this mission is not that hard, as long as you don't open the front gate and pay attention to the charr boss when approaching the wall. Vanguard title is highly recommended since this mission is full of charrs, and the Legionnaire too, if you have that one. However, I won't be using the latter on purpose to prove that it's not necessary, but definitely helps. Also, if you have room in your build, put in Embod Vanguard Assassin support. This is quite powerful against charrs. And yet another tip, bring some speed boost, fallback for instance, because during the last part of the mission we got to be as quick as possible, and I will explain this later. So guys, let's start the mission. Upon arriving, activate the Vanguard title for the extra 10 armor versus charr. And let me start by showing you a tip now. If you have a longbow or flatbow, you can reach 1 or 2 charrs and weaken the charr army around the gate. And this is very useful whether you choose the Frontway or the Backway. And the very first shortcut is here immediately, since you can do the mission in the Frontway or you can do it in the Backway. The Frontway is basically opening the gate with the lever and letting all charrs come in. And in hard mode this is very dangerous and most hero teams will fail most of the time, but if you feel like it, go ahead, give it a try, open the gate, and yeah, just see how you can manage this. You can save some time, but don't forget to get credit for the bonus. You will have to do most parts of the Backway anyway. This is just an example now. We will focus on the Backway, the safe way. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the Backway now. Just have your Vanguard title on and follow that lonely charr stalker. Since I'm showing this mission from the Paragon's point of view, let me explain the elite skill a bit. At 16 leadership, this gives +3 boost on attributes, but if you use it twice on yourself, you can get +4 attributes. So guys, if you are a Paragon, always start the Heroic Refrain chain on your own characters. After that, put it on your heroes and make sure there are some shouts in the team, because shouts can renew the elite. So as long as you spam, let's say they are on fire, you can maintain the +4 attributes on all of your heroes. And another important note about Paragons is the earshot range. You must stay somewhat close to your allies, and this is not really easy if you play a melee role. So guys, after a growing, wait for mobs to come a bit closer and don't go too far away from your team. Anyway, the first few groups are charr warriors, charr rangers, and some random devourer pop-ups. These should not be a problem at all. Then some NPCs will accompany us in this part, which is definitely a good thing. You know, on foreman missions every help is greatly appreciated. Then the next party is full of gargoyles and there is a pop-up on the cliff too. So best if you approach slowly here or use a longbow to pull mobs away. The flash gargoyles can hurt in big numbers, the shatter ones can't, but they are rather annoying with their slowdown hexes. And once all of them are defeated, go and talk to Watchman Pramas. he will give you a tome. This is like a heavy book. Pick it up and go on. For melees and range professions, bringing this tome is a bit problematic. You will have to drop it every time there is a pop-up or an enemy group, then you have to pick it up again. After these pop-ups you will find a narrow path leading to the wall. Just go on down the stairs along the wall and finally we reach the graveyard. Be careful at the stairs, because some devourers might pop up, and this place is full of spirits. I guess they were Ascalonian soldiers who died at the wall, and they can only find peace if we bring the tomb back to the pedestal. But ironically, to reach the pedestal we must kill most of the spirits once again. And guys, aggro carefully, because 3 or 5 is enough at a time. They can interrupt and have final thrust too, so they have some damage. If you have holy damage, that's great, because holy is doubled against these creatures. And once you reach the shrine, put the book up the pedestal, talk to the NPC guy, and the bonus is completed. Okay guys, time to go back to Rurik and kill the charr army surrounding the academy now. Simply go back to the wall and turn left. You will find some easy groups of charrs first. The LA has meteor shower, kill that quickly. After that you will see 3 charr rangers up the hill. Always make sure you kill those first before continuing on your way. If you are a melee, switch to a bow, but try to not aggro that 2 charr warriors on the road. Then you can finish these 2 rangers on the right side, but best if you don't aggro the other group on the hill. It's risky due to the other groups nearby. Alright guys, let's stop here now, because this is the hardest part of the whole mission. The problem is if you go too close to the boss, you might aggro the group on the right. Plus, if the boss is dead and you are at his spot, the group on the left might run into the fort and kill Rurik before you could get them. So best if you change to a bow again and try to pull the boss group away from their spot. You see guys, that's why it's super useful to weaken these groups from inside the fort. So once the right group is dead, focus on the left side. If you reach the boss spot, they will run towards the gate, and yeah, sadly the gate will open. So best if you aggro them immediately. If you can't, then run after them and just help Rurik. And there is a Flamekeeper, by the way, inside the fort. He will slow them down a bit, but not for too long. Then kill that last group up the hill and go with Rurik. Sometimes if you are unlucky, Rurik will stay inside, then you will have to restart the mission sadly. He will also check all the charr spots. If he finds all fine, we'll go towards the wall and just follow him. After the cutscene, don't follow Rurik, there is a shortcut here. Go west, don't wait for him, just run as fast as you can. This is why some speed boost comes in handy, so at least at least one fallback on your heroes is very recommended, because we have a limited amount of time to kill the last charr boss and to finish the mission. But if we do, then the mission is completed. If we don't, then Rurik will reach his destination, you get another cinematic, and you will have problems, because Rurik will aggro a lot of groups and he can die quite easily in hard mode. So obviously we want the easy way, so guys, just run and flag heroes, don't let them fight these two charrs, go up the stairs and give your best shot against the charr boss. Anyway, this is the same boss you saw at the Great Northern Wall intro, and it's a big charr boss, so really deserves to die. And once he's dead, the mission is completed, but make sure you quickly skip the intro, since Rurik might be able to trigger his other cutscene too. Anyway, if you were wondering, there are quite many solo builds viable for this mission. Just make sure you flag heroes away, kill the arriving charr army, and then you can do the mission as normally. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Good luck with Nolani Academy and see you next time.